of winners, all of our listeners, to the Saturday edition of Locked On Women's Basketball.
Welcome to Saturday edition of Locked On Women's Basketball. Today we'll talk about a pretty big game that took place today. We have LSU against South Carolina. We'll also talk about, LSU's roster situation, what we think about how they're going to play the rest of the season, how they fared in the tournament. South Carolina, defensive masterclass against LSU. We'll talk about that and more on today's episode. Let's get right into it.
You are Locked On Women's Basketball, your daily podcast on women's basketball. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome. You are Locked On Women's Basketball. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you listen to podcast and on YouTube. My name is Hunter Cruse. I'm your Saturday host covering the WNBA draft and prospect scouting. Today I'm joined by my co-hosts Emily Adler and Lincoln Shafer. Emily covers draft with focus on player development and the game within the game. Lincoln also contributes to our draft coverage here at Locked On Women's Basketball. And the next, to kick off today's episode before we get into South Carolina against the LSU. Forgot the team they were playing, LSU. Before we were recording, me and Lincoln were starting to think about how many wing defenders are better in college basketball currently than Juju Watkins. Emily, where do you go first? Like, how many would you say are better than Juju Watkins currently at defense?
I think the number is less than 5.
Okay.
Sanaya Rivers is one we like. Okay, that's like a for sure.
I should probably get materials up. This is one of the most, I think, prepared podcasts you will ever see.
Because the top tier of wing defenders, something like Sanaya Rivers, Sonia Citrone.
Sure.
And I think I'm going Juju in like the top 3.
I mean, I'm just going to the
averaging 2.5 steals and 1.8 blocks per game. She's top 40 in the country in total steals and total blocks.
Yeah. I'm not saying it like that because I disagree. I'm just like literally trying to think of who I could possibly put over her. To me, she takes guards, but if Bree Hall didn't exist, Raven Johnson would be in that conversation. Hannah's too small.
Talaysia Cooper
takes
the
guards.
country in steal percentage right now. Talaysia Cooper, 7%
She plays a
steal
full court
percentage.
press.
And
she plays like
Chinu.
90 seconds at a time.
Sierra Chinu, yeah.
I think she might lead the country in steal rate. Actually, higher steal rate than Hannah Hidalgo's last season. Surprisingly, the point here was that Juju Watkins is like
insane defender.
5 for sure.
So we're saying, okay, top 5 defender on the wing minimum, while also leading the country in pull-up threes made, among like actual like high volume, high efficiency shooters. So the best high volume, high efficiency
mid-range
three-point
shot
shooter.
creator.
I think she might be
The perfect basketball player?
Yeah,
No.
she's the best defender we've ever seen for a 25 point per game scorer.
I was gonna say she's basically like if Maya was like a plus like a true
Yeah.
like secondary playmaker.
Yeah.
I love how she's good at everything right now, besides like making catch and shoot threes. Like everything
She doesn't
else
even
right
need
now.
to be.
She's like 23%, but she's
She
still
does-
like
she-
38% from three.
She takes too much
42%
usage. I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like,
she takes, like,
who else
3
is
times as
generating
many.
looks?
Yeah. It's just funny because her shot profile was like pull up threes, 42%, catch and shoot threes, 20-something%. It's like, gosh.
What's the volume difference? Because I imagine
It's like
80 pull-up threes and like 2 catch and shoot.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like 3 times as many on pull-ups.
Yeah.
But to move to the South Carolina side, then we'll get in segment 2. We'll talk about LSU and some of their questions. Lincoln, what did you see from South Carolina defensively in this game? It felt like LSU didn't get any easy looks for the final 3 quarters, and that was kind of the game.
This
Yeah.
is the Sanaya Fagan fan hour.
Absolutely. It's suffocation. It's just kind of for the last 3 years, LSU has gone undefeated for 2 months and then gotten curb stomped by the Gamecocks. The same exact thing
After
has
getting a
happened
broad
every
top 5
year.
rating.
Yeah, it's like Well, we're 18-0. We're 22-0. We
It's the
are
benefits of
ranked
scheduling
top
like
5 in the country.
a bunch of terrible
We
teams.
almost lost to like unranked Arkansas.
Yeah, we had a
Just, like,
weird
twice.
scare against Vandy, and then they just walk into Colonial Life Arena and, like the last 69 teams to walk into
Nice.
Colonial Life Arena,
10
get-
68.
well, yeah, like the 68 before them, and now 69.
Nice.
They get beat. Sanaya Fagan was incredible in this game. Her rim defense, she blocked 3 shots. New career high in minutes at 35 minutes. She ran the break. She led a fast break after
That's so good.
picking a pocket and threw a lob to Raven Johnson. Just an outstanding performance. Raven Johnson's coming over and making weak side blocks. Tessa Johnson had a block too. It was just
That's
kind
fun.
Everyone had a
It was nice out,
block.
yeah. That's the issue that we're going to get into with LSU. You can kind of just ignore half of their players if they're standing outside the paint. And
Or if they're in the
South
paint,
Carolina,
honestly. So, like Jersey
Carolina-
Wolfenbarger, like, I don't know. She shouldn't really do much out there.
Shout
They
out the
took
2020
full advantage.
2021 Arkansas Razorbacks down the stretch who were so fun they convinced me 3 different players were not frauds.
Jersey was a top recruit, though. I think she was like a
Yeah,
5-star.
absolutely. And she's
Well, she was.
6'5" with some guard skills, and Kim tried to play her as a point guard for a couple games. Gave up on that experiment. She's kind of just running the 5 now. But
You remember like the week before COVID hit? Like the week before Rudy Gobert caused a global pandemic.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
When the Houston Rockets basically played like maybe it was 2 weeks.
yeah,
Like 10 games with Russ at the
Westbrook
5.
center.
They played Russ at offensive center, and then defensive center was PJ and Rocco.
Yeah, incredibly fun.
I think about that first of all the time, but
Mhm.
also my women's basketball version of that is like the last like month of I think it was the 2020-21 season. It might have been, yeah, I think it was 2020-2021. Arkansas has like they're like 3-4-5 was like Sasha Goforth, Jersey Wolfenbarger, and Sarah Poffenbarger, and I was like, this is the future. I was like, they are going 5 out. They can post up anyone. It's technically actually 5 guards, and a bunch of them can like actually defend the post. This is incredible. Everyone can hit shots, and they were like 500 the next year. Now Mike Neighbors is probably getting fired.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot.
All that to say,
I'm
South
disappointed.
Carolina dominated LSU in the paint defensively. The score was
That's the
like
lesson.
24-24 after the first quarter, and then LSU didn't break 60. So a tough showing for LSU offensively. I think I looked Morrow, Flage, and Michaela Williams combined to go something like 17 of 53 from the field and 2 for 10 from 3, which is
Okay.
not what you're looking for, in my amateur opinion.
Shout out
Hey,
Bree Hall
Semi-professional, you
defensively.
get paid. Bree Hall.
Yeah,
I'm
shout-
telling you, Bree Hall.
Bree Hall and Tessa Johnson were absolutely defending their tails off out there.
Is Tessa a 5 yet?
Yeah, I mean, Dawn kind of found a lineup she liked with Tessa Johnson, Bree Hall, Sanaya Fagan, and Joyce Edwards, and Raven out there, and ran it for like the whole fourth quarter, and it was awesome.
I need South Carolina to like get up like 30-0 on an actually like decent front court in the first quarter again, because I really want to see Joyce just get like a bunch of offensive run, because like
She's so fun.
she's
But what's
an
hilarious
she's
is she still
insane.
leads them in scoring.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
She
none
leads
of
them in
the
scoring.
South Carolina starters
What?
took 10 shots today.
She's their leading scorer in the season.
The only players for
How's
South
that
Carolina
possible?
who even took 10 shots today were Joyce Edwards and Malaysia Fulwiley.
I feel like she scores
Did
points.
either of them score efficiently?
Not
Well,
particularly.
Fulwiley was like 2 of
No, they
11
didn't.
or something. Or
Yeah,
something.
Fulwiley
Rest
was 2
rest
for
in
11.
peace, Fulwiley. 80+ dreams.
She's still an absurd.
I
athlete.
know.
She was like a 6 to me right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's unfortunately on the Janaya arc.
Yeah. But yeah, with Joyce, it's hilarious because I was watching the game and I was like, it pops up with the stat. I'm like, Joyce Edwards has like 10 points. They said, "Oh, Joyce Edwards has a game high 10 points," and I'm like, where'd these points come from? Like, I feel like every like Sanaya point, it's like, okay, you can just know it. It's probably an offensive rebound or something like that. But Joyce just like gets points. Like, I don't know.
Finds
In the
ways
right
to put the
spots.
ball in the hoop. Transition, she's running hard. She's cutting hard. She's getting those like mid-post touches 12 feet from the hoop and just making things happen. Superb athlete.
She just gets to the right spots offensively. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for like some of the like finishing or like the moves to click because she does a lot of good stuff and then the ball just like half the time like doesn't go in the way that like it's like the way that you watch possession. You're like, oh, if this goes in, this will be interesting, and that just doesn't.
Yeah.
Which like is not to like it's not to bring down what she does to get open and make it look mundane. But yeah, all of this on top of her again being like possibly like a semi-generational defensive prospect, given her versatility.
Great defender. So let's get to our first ad break, then talk about LSU a little bit more and how we kind of envision the rest of their season going. From the first whistle to the final drive, FanDuel makes the NFL playoffs even more exciting. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win your first bet. That's $300 in bonus bets to keep the action going. The FanDuel app is easy to navigate, and the variety of bets keeps every game exciting. Plus, when you win, you get paid instantly. No waiting around for your winnings, whether you're betting on your favorite team or just looking to add some extra excitement to the playoffs. FanDuel has you covered. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today and get started with $300 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, to kick off segment 2, I want to start here with, I think we talked about before, but the overall roster construction that Kim Mulkey has assembled. Great roster when you talk about having Flau'jae Johnson, Michaela Williams, Anissa Morrow. We can probably say those are like 3 of the 20-ish best players in college basketball, around there, 3 of the 25 best players.
Seems more or less reasonable.
Why not enough? Or sorry, not why enough. Why not?
But besides that, there's nobody else that you'd even say is a top 100 player in college basketball, maybe.
They're on.
This is Caitlin Gilbert slander.
They're on point guard number 5 of their point guard experiments. Started the season with Cheyenne Day-Wilson. Kim got fed up with that. And then they were like, Caitlin Gilbert, can you play point guard? And then that didn't really work. And then it's like, hey, Jersey Wolfenbarger, you're 6'5". Do you want to handle the ball? And she said no. And then tonight they were running a lot of, like, Michaela Williams as the lead ball handler sets.
Which is their best option.
Right. And Cheyenne Day-Wilson still.
What happened to Miracle Shepherd?
What happened to Miracle Shepherd?
She played the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, as friend of the pod.
Wait, she was active?
As friend of the pod, Sabrina Merchant said on Blue Sky today, what did Miracle Shepherd do? Like, if you're going to go with all of these other experiments, why not try Miracle Shepherd? She beat LSU when she was at Mississippi State last year. She was part of that group that got Sam Purcell's kids a new pool in the backyard. So why can't she get on the court now?
What does Poa do better?
Speaking of players beating in LSU, there were players who literally got in fights in LSU's locker room who didn't get put in the doghouse this long.
Yeah, Poa is the 5th point guard in the point guard experiment, and she took 1 shot tonight, and
I think
it missed by.
They were both.
The first one that I saw was she missed by 4 feet.
Yeah, but did the other one miss in the exact opposite direction? Because a statistician.
I think it did.
On average, she made both.
Yeah. If you take the true geolocation of both shots and average, I think it still might have been low, actually. The shot is just rough for.
This is why I only play pickup with mathematicians. It's more forgiving.
And then we move to the center spot. Samaya Smith just like kind of lost some of like the juice that she had athletically.
I miss freshman season Samaya Smith before the ACL. It was so smooth. It was so fun. The athleticism's just kind of shot. It looks like she's still just kind of working back from that knee injury. Her vertical
was insane.
Didn't she
have a knee injury in high school, or am I thinking of Samaya Nichols?
I'm not sure. I remember that Samaya Smith had a really bad injury during her sophomore season right when
No.
things were starting
Yes.
to click.
That was the Achilles tear when she was in the starting lineup.
Mhm.
High school.
It's interesting how this roster came to be. It's almost
Yep.
like I told you guys. It's almost like they spent all of their cap space on the 3 players, and they just kind of had to like find people.
Again, this is Kaylin Gilbert slander. Kaylin Gilbert has won them multiple games this year.
But like,
Yeah,
it's
that
just
is
still like a
true.
budget. It's like a budget player.
it's
You know, it's
still-
not like a.
Like, your 3 superstars and then last chance you built around it, which is kind of the Kim Mulkey way.
She's been doing that for
She's been-
years. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been doing that since she was still
Yeah.
at Baylor.
But at least she had like Angel at center. Like she's had some centers. But this year it's like
They're missing
Samaya's-
Angel's dog factor multiplier.
Samaya Smith tore one of her ACLs in high school and then missed her senior year as a result.
yeah, it's rough.
And then last year she tore the opposite ACL and
Yeah.
MCL.
Hate that.
Yeah, it
Ban
sucks.
knees.
Do we think LSU is a legit title contender?
No.
They have no chance.
I mean,
Zero,
yes.
0%.
No. I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
if-
you have a
if
bunch of
they-
shot makers.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
you
an
they get
insane
hot.
run.
They
right.
get
Like,
hot. You go crazy.
like
Anything can happen in March.
Lincoln, who's like the best, or Lincoln, who's like a really obvious top 10 team who isn't actually like a title contender?
Let me go through the top 10 in my head. TCU.
They're not. They're 9. Yeah, they're 9. Kansas State's not one.
Especially if Aoka Lee is out for
Yeah.
What if we get
So, like-
Texas against LSU?
Oh, Texas. Great example. So like Texas.
Those are the same teams, but like
Texas-
Texas has
no.
more size.
No.
But the
Texas
same
is
shots.
Stop it. Texas is an excellent team. Obviously, they just beat the ever-living crap out of Maryland, even before Cheyenne Sellers got injured. But like, Texas is a team. I think Texas can't go like 4 weeks in a row in the tournament style without just literally missing every single layup they'll take in a game and scoring 20 points against like a decent defense. Like LSU, you could easily get Michaela Williams, Flagey Johnson, and like one of the guards just sort of like get hot for a month, and boom, that's a title. Like
Yeah,
that's
'cause they
really
have
feasible.
3-point shooters.
Yeah, like
Somehow.
if Kaylin Gilbert and Michaela Williams. If Michaela Williams can replicate the first 2 months of her freshman season, just
Or the first
at
2 months
the
of this
end of the
season.
season, where she's shooting 55% from 3 for a 6-week stretch, they could do something. But I think it is fairly unlikely that happens.
I hate sports gambling. Shout out to our sponsors, FanDuel. But I would take LSU's odds over Texas for the national title.
Yeah.
I have no idea what those odds are, to be clear. Sorry, Mom, but like
I think it's more because LSU has like 3 of the shot makers and Texas has 1 of the shot makers. So like if Madison, you're just relying on Madison.
this is again Shea Holly erasure.
Shot maker?
Leophilia, if she exists, like I don't like. Is she still playing basketball this season?
Still out with injury.
At this
Who
point,
knows?
I'm like, is she gonna redshirt? But like, I don't know. It's kind of odd that we're almost at February and Vic hasn't made a decision.
We still don't
announced
know
a
anything.
decision.
Do we ever know anything?
Let's get to our second ad break. Come back and let's get to some trivia. I have 4 or 5 different questions, and let's see who knows ball. Let's see. Therapy is a game changer and help manage stress, improve sleep, and communicate more effectively. But finding the right therapist and fitting sessions to a busy schedule could be a challenge. That's where Talkspace comes in. Talkspace, a leading virtual therapy provider, makes getting the help you need easy, accessible, and affordable. With Talkspace, signing up is simple. You can match with a licensed therapist who fits your needs, usually within 48 hours. It's convenient. You can have sessions from the comfort of your home and even message your therapist between appointments. As a listener to this podcast, you get $50 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/LockedOnNBA and enter the promo code SPACE80. That is SPACE80 to match with a licensed therapist today. Go to Talkspace.com/LockedOnNBA and use promo code SPACE80 to get $80 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/80 SPACE80 to get started. All right, to kick off segment 3, I've got some questions here.
I've got
First
some
question
answers.
is first question is probably going to be the easiest one. So, what player has the highest field goal percentage at the rim, minimum 5 attempts per game in the country this season? Emily,
Just say
Lauren
it.
Betts.
it is not Lauren Betts.
You got that out too.
Is it Audie Crooks?
It is not Audie Crooks.
Oof.
This player is at 78% at the rim.
Is it Big Yoke?
It is not Big Yoke. This player is not
Wait, is it
30
Taylor
years old.
Jones?
It is not Taylor Jones. Every
Oh,
40-year-old college player.
Can we get a position?
Is it?
It's
It's,
a
a big, right?
It's a forward.
Is it Sarah Strong?
Sarah Strong?
It's Sarah Strong.
Yeah.
78%. The next high major
Right,
player
but to be
is
fair, she's
Sedona.
playing Xavier and Butler.
She still
This
played
is a
some real
Big East
teams.
slander podcast.
It was still like
Always has
78%. Next question.
I'll look at her
So-
non-conference.
There's currently 2 players. We'll say one, actually. One player in college basketball currently among high majors. Only player. Okay, one player in college basketball with 50, 40, 90 this season. 50% field goal, 40% three-point, 90% free throw.
Ooh, that's tough.
Megan
One
Anderson.
player. It is not Megan Anderson.
That was a joke.
High major. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, Sarah Strong was 29 of 35 at the rim in non-conference.
Yeah, it was still
Seems
it was
good.
still elite.
83%.
Is it Sarah Strong?
No,
Is
it's
Sarah
not.
Strong
That'd be
shooting
funny if all of these
49?
were. I think she's like 70% on the free throw line or something weird.
That's not weird.
I can't. I don't even know how many players are shooting 90% from the free throw line.
It's a real
My-
player.
My first thought is Maddie Connor,
It's
but I
not
don't
Maddie
think
Connor.
she's shooting 50% from the field. Too many
She's like
threes.
38% from
Wait a
free
minute.
throw line.
This is one of those.
Two, whatever.
Madison Booker is 49.8, 44, 86 right now.
Do you want the conference?
Yeah, give me a
Yes.
conference.
Big 12.
It's Gianna Neepkins.
It's John Neepkins.
Mm.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
2, but there's 2 players from Utah that are technically 50, 40, 90, but one of them is taking like 0.6 free throw attempts per game. That
Who
is
was that one?
Kennedy McQueen.
Yeah, Kennedy McQueen.
Oh, the other Utah.
So they have
She's been out
2
with injury
technically.
recently.
Yeah.
They had some struggles after she went down.
Yeah, she's like their
She's
second
at
best player.
66% from 2
Solid-
and 43%.
Solid point guard.
All right.
Rough.
Next one is in the Her Hoop Stats era, there have only been 5 players to average 15 points per game and 5 assists among freshmen. Power 4. So 15 points,
man.
5 assists.
Well,
We need
one
all
of
of
them is going to be number 22 at Iowa.
Yep, that's
Paige?
Caitlin.
Did Paige have that many assists?
Paige did not.
Paige is always like 4.5.
Just to like, the players here are from the last 2 seasons. Everybody else
Okay.
from the last all 4.
Oh yeah, Hannah
Oh, Hannah.
Hidalgo.
Hannah,
Maddie Booker.
Maddie Booker. There's 2 more.
From in this season
One's from last season, one's from this year. Only one this year.
is Jelani Cambridge at 5 assists.
She's not.
Michaela Blake's.
It's not Michaela Blake's.
Wow,
Huh.
that's really out of character for you.
Aaron Solo's definitely dipped way under 5 by now.
Way under that.
Yeah, and she's probably at like.
Kiyomi doesn't
9.5
have enough
points per game.
assists, right? Like, not even close.
No, Kiyomi's at
Nowhere
3
close.
assists a game or less.
She's been averaging a lot of
Oh,
assists.
Danny Carnegie.
It's not
Oh.
Danny.
No?
Oh,
It's-
is
Hold on,
Chit
hold on.
Chat at 5
There's one
assists?
player from last year too. One player from last year too.
Zam Jones.
Oh man,
It's not Zam.
From last year,
Five assists.
Kaimura.
last
It's Kimura. Okay, that's
Yeah,
just
oh,
one more.
okay.
Only one from this year. This is why I asked the question.
Ooh,
It's a high major player, major conference. Former top 25 recruit.
Is she on my board? Have we talked about her?
We've talked about her. We've talked about her.
is it Britt Prince?
No. What?
Oh.
He's smiling so. You want to be?
Can I get a conference?
Wait,
If the conference is gonna give it away, I think.
okay.
Wait. It's not Danny Carnegie. It's not Rick Prince. Oh,
We
Liv.
talked about it. It's Liv McGill.
Liv McGill. Yeah.
16 points per
First
game, 5
freshman
assists.
triple-double.
Yeah. She's good at
Too
hoop.
bad she's at 4.3 turnovers per
transfer.
game.
Please, for the fuck out, transfer. Gainesville is not nice enough of a place to be worth playing. I say that as a Gators fan.
The final question. There is currently one high major player in the last 4 years, so in this decade so far, 2021, 2020 to 21 season, all the way till now, one
Is it
player.
Olivia Miles?
No, it's have a 50% three-point attempt rate, also a 5% block rate. So like a weird combination of like 5% block rate and high three-point attempt rate, where it's like half of their shots are from three.
Is it Sailor Poffenbarger?
Player is active currently.
We talked about this player like yesterday, I think. Didn't we?
I don't know if we talked about her yesterday, but we've talked about her before.
50% three-point rate, 5% block rate.
Tessa?
5% block rate is nothing to sneeze at.
Is it Tessa?
It's not Tessa.
This is a big... Is this Elle Evans?
No, this is a wing.
A wing?
Olivia? No, wait, she doesn't take my threes.
She is
Ooh,
not making
okay.
her threes, but she is taking her threes.
Okay.
28% from three.
Tough.
Giant Barker.
What
I'm
conference?
not asking for conference.
Yeah.
I'm not asking.
I'm not gonna say conference. I'm gonna say she was on our draft board, our post-draft board.
Bella Fauntleroy?
It's Bella Fauntleroy.
She is missing threes. She is missing a lot of threes.
It's
And all of
crazy.
her other shots, too.
She's
How many
like
players have done
31,
this?
28, 50.
Yeah. I mean, that is genuinely impressive for... She's been playing the three, basically,
Yep.
for Baylor this season with
And
Brianna Little
last
Page
season.
Bugs and Aaronette Vonleh. Yeah, she
She's
was
been playing the
playing
three
more
for-
for
She's
last
only
season.
she's mostly played the three in her career.
Yeah, but they have an actual five now instead of just playing like 4-6-1 players.
Which honestly was more fun.
It was
No
more
offense to
fun when it was
Vonleh.
Caitlin Bickle and Asia Blackwell. Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
Okay, I'm thinking
There's
more
actually-
I'm thinking more of Brianna Edwards and Asia Blacklight.
Yeah.
3 players have actually only done this in the Hoop Stats era. It's Bella among
You know
like
the other ones?
no.
Oh, the-
If you knew these
Yeah.
other if you knew the
Real
other ones,
tough
I'd be
guesses.
concerned.
Is it the MTSU center?
No,
Kiki
this
Stewart.
this is 2
Kiki
seasons
Stewart,
from this girl at Missouri had
Yeah.
back-to-back seasons doing this.
Wait,
Hannah-
Haley Frank?
No, Hannah Schutz.
Hannah Schutz, yeah.
Schutz.
Don't know that name.
That's got to be one of those Midwestern names where it almost sounds Jewish, but no, it's just an evangelical German.
Lutherans.
So those are my questions. Any
Okay.
final thoughts?
I love trivia.
So thanks for Awesome Basketball, your first listen. Make your second listen Locked On Sports today. And make sure to keep in touch and be back here for next week. be back here for next week.
Keep in
For
touch,
more-
guys.
DM Hunter's Twitter account.
Please
Right
no.
back. Send us fan mail. Leave a voicemail.
Anybody,
Bye.
have a good weekend, everyone.